Hey guys, Hayden here with a quick tutorial on finalizing your mix or edit in dance cuts. Just an FYI for those watching, these tutorials are geared towards dancers to help you make your own dance mix or edit. So it's not anything super comprehensive or technical. We're just getting into the really basics so you can know how to get a mix sounding the way you want it. And today we're finalizing our mix in GarageBand. So basically just doing final touch-ups, some master limiting, and of course exporting it and having it rehearsal ready or performance ready. So let's just get right to it. Here I have GarageBand open and 2 songs imported. I've spliced them to my liking and added fades to each cut, which is very important to do. Look at our previous tutorials to learn how to do that. I've also added an explosion sound effect here to make the transition nice and smooth from one song to the other. Okay, so first thing we want to do when finalizing our mix is make sure all the different tracks are at the proper volume levels. We can do that by checking our meters while playing back. Our meters are over here. We also have our master meter up here in the top right. So let's go ahead and play this back, and you can hear this transition as well, and we'll watch those as it's playing back. All right, looks pretty good. So you can't really see the clipping in GarageBand. There's not a really clear indicator that jumps out and says, hey, you've got too much volume coming out of your track or anything. That's one of the downfalls in GarageBand, is you can't really see that. But if we do overlap songs and sound effects like this, chances are you're clipping your audio file, which is not something we want to do. So the way we can fix this, it's really simple. We're just going to add a limiter to our master output. And you may have seen previous tutorials where we added limiters to individual tracks to make sure they're limited to proper volume levels. We can add it to the master output where all of this stuff is going. So the way we do that is first by opening our smart controls here by clicking this button. And if we drop down here, we can add plugins down here. So look, you can see here that we already have a limiter on our track here, in this case our song. We've done that previously, but we can change this to master. And so now this is our master track. So we're talking about the master output of all the songs together. And look at that, there's a limiter already there for us. We just have to turn it on. It's as easy as that. So one final touch I like to add to my mixes as well is add an exciter. This exciter here, simply turn that on as well. Let me explain what this does. So most songs that you download from the internet or have on your computer are MP3 files, and these are compressed files, and it's simply just to make the file smaller so it's easier to share instead of having a big, large 2 gigabyte song. So what too much compression does is it removes some of the high sizzle and crispness of your song or mix. So what an exciter does is it brings back that sizzle and energy by regenerating some new frequencies in that area. So basically, in layman's terms, it adds a sizzle and shine that might be lost during compression with MP3s and bouncing it around from email to Dropbox, from place to place. So simply turn that on and the sizzle will come right back to your mix. Okay, so now that this mix is ready to export, we're going to do that by simply going up here to Share and then Export Song to Disk. And what that means is just exporting it to your local hard drive disk on your computer, essentially. A lot of people want to do iTunes or whatever, but if you do one of these up here, it's a little harder to get that file and you know, send it in an email or however you want to get it to your phone or different things. So we'll click that. Now this is going to ask where to save the mix. I'm just going to save this to my desktop here. So, and we can rename this to My Mix Is Done, whatever you want to call it. And then here, this is going to show you some stuff or give you some options that might be a little scary just as a dancer or whoever. So I'm just going to explain these really quick. These are just higher quality files. And what these are, they're uncompressed. This one is an Apple specific. Anyway, these two are just uncompressed, what's called lossless quality exports. You don't really want to do this because your file is going to be really big and it's going to crowd your phone and you're going to have a bunch of songs that are huge and your phone's going to run out of space and things. So we don't want to do that. MP3 is going to be our compressed file. Just make sure that you select the highest quality export right here from this dropdown. This is one of the biggest downfalls of GarageBand, however, is some editors will allow us to export at 320 kilobits per second, which you don't need to know what all that means, but essentially it just is going to sound a little bit better. This is where we lose some of that sizzle when we're exporting this, but luckily we were able to restore some of that by turning on that exciter earlier. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and click export, and you can see that it's doing its work. And now that that is done, I can simply go to my desktop, and there it is. And I can simply email this or, airdrop it or however you want to get it to your phone or wherever you need it to be. So, and we're done. So just to recap, get your mix sounding how you want. Go up here to your smart controls, come to your master track, make sure this is set to output. If you're on one of these, it's going to get a little confusing. So click output here, limiters on, exciters on. And then we just export it by clicking share, export song to disk, and make sure we do MP3 with that 256 highest quality setting, and you're all set. And then just get it to your phone or other device from there. You can email it to yourself or use some other means. So hopefully this video was helpful. If so, please give the video a like and subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions about making mixes or edits for dance, you can contact me directly or head over to dancecuts.com/contact. And just for those curious, here is Dance Cuts, our music editor made for dancers. Dance Cuts automatically adjusts volumes and adds limiters to the songs that are imported, as well as to the overall mix. So you don't have to worry about balancing your mix. You can simply click export, and Dance Cuts will do everything in the background for you, including automatically saving your mix with the highest quality. On top of that, all of your exported mixes are automatically saved to your online account, so you can easily access them, stream them, or download them to your device. This is much easier than other editors, as Dance Cuts was created for dancers. Dance Cuts is free, so be sure to check that out. You can do that by heading over to dancecuts.com and navigating to the downloads page. We also have loads of tutorials to help you quickly learn Dance Cuts, with more tutorials being made regularly. So be on the lookout for those, and we will see you in the next one.